I'm really touched and honored to have been invited here today to present one of the Rosa Parks Human Rights Achievement Awards. Over the years, I've noticed that this recognition is often conferred on individuals who don't seem to think that they're doing anything particularly out of the ordinary, but whose tremendous selflessness, passion, humility, and humanity is a tremendous gift, not only to those of us who've ever felt marginalized or oppressed, but also to everyone else who look up to them as a shining example of the way that we should all treat and advocate for our fellow human beings. This year's award recipient is no exception. This person and I formed a deep and lasting connection almost from the moment that I arrived in Moscow 7.5 years ago. And their calm, compassionate nature has served as a source of inspiration and comfort to me more times than I can possibly remember. In gathering material to write my nomination letter, I interviewed several past and current members of our Moscow and university communities, and they had this to say. Our awardee is one of the people I credit with helping me become the person I am today. Helped me when I was being harassed and took me under their wing to show me how to be a leader in our community. Has enriched many, many lives at the University of Idaho and in our town of Moscow, and indeed has most likely saved some lives along the way. We should all be grateful for this person's compassion and willingness to speak up for all who are still coming to understand who they are. Forthright and apologetic about who they are. A natural leader who blossomed into their gifts over the years. For anyone who has ever been a part of any minority ever in their life, this person is a hero. It's almost impossible to begin to describe in any kind of detail the impressive credits this person can list among their many achievements without giving away their identity, but I'll try and keep you and them guessing for a little while longer. Simply being a visible, vocal, out and proud leader of LGBTQ rights in Idaho is worthy of admiration. But to do it as completely, as passionately, and with as much dedication as this person has done is truly life-changing. As the first board-appointed LGBT program advisor at a public institution of education in the state of Idaho, our honoree not only laid the foundations, but built the walls and tiled the roof for what has become a vibrant, thriving program base and an active and visible source of support for LGBTQ individuals on campus. The extensive programs, trainings, and services this person created were instrumental in establishing a safe and welcoming atmosphere for LGBTQ students, staff, and faculty at the University of Idaho and for community members in Moscow. One of the most significant legacies this person made to their position at the university is the LGBT Emergency Scholarship Fund that they started with $500 from their own pocket when a student who was working with them was disowned from her family and left without resources. The fund has since grown to over $5,000 and helps to support University of Idaho LGBTQ students who have lost or are facing the loss of financial support from their parents or family when they make the courageous decision to disclose their sexual orientation or gender identity. Our honoree has long been involved in LGBTQ advocacy, not just at the educational level, but as a committed activist for policy change on campus and in the community. While employed at the university, she helped to draft the amendment to the University of Idaho's non-discrimination policy, ensuring the inclusion of the terms sexual orientation and gender identity expression. She also lobbied extensively for the university to extend employment benefits to domestic partners and provided support for a parallel initiative at the city level when the city of Moscow decided to extend benefits to same-sex partners. She has always been a vocal opponent of legislation that discriminates against LGBTQ individuals and has organized many campus and local rallies, protests, and letter-writing campaigns to raise awareness of the issues surrounding, among others, Prop 8 and the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Our honoree is a former member of the Board of Directors of Inland Oasis, a local volunteer-based organization serving the needs of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, and allied communities of the Palouse, where she co-chaired the region's Palouse Pride event. For 2 years, she organized a public Mother's Day peace rally in Friendship Square. She is an active member of the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Palouse, serving multiple terms on the church's Board of Trustees and frequently guest preaching at the UU churches in Moscow and Coeur d'Alene, where her approach to ministry has been described by clergy as creative and deeply compassionate. Her dedication, sensitivity, and consummate skill at engaging and connecting with others has really proven to be life-changing and possibly life-saving. While serving at the university, she was an active member of the Consortium of Higher Education LGBT Resource Professionals, a Safe Zone trainer, and a trained Stop the Hate anti-bias trainer. A self-identified feminist and longtime gender activist, our awardee founded an annual Women's Arts and Crafts Fair, Women's Works, in 1995 through the University of Idaho Women's Center. Proceeds from the show were awarded in scholarship to deserving students engaged in the pursuit of gender justice in their course of study. The show is still running in our community today and continues to provide a unique opportunity for women artists in the Pacific Northwest to showcase their work in a supportive, female-centered setting. The grace and humor with which this person approached her work is inspiring and often helped to relieve the tension she felt in making such a personal part of her life so public. Though she often joked about being gay for pay, there is no doubt that the personal and political philosophy that she embraced could be emotionally and physically draining at times. And yet she continued to do the work selflessly and wholeheartedly, continually reaching out to empower those who felt disenfranchised and powerless. I have always been and continually am humbled by my friend's perseverance, commitment, and her resilience in the face of hardship. She is an exemplary and inspiring visionary who leads by example, who truly models the values that she so deeply espouses, and who lives her life openly and unashamedly in order to inspire and encourage those in the LGBTQ community who do not yet feel as safe as she does to be themselves. She so richly deserves the 2013 Rosa Parks Human Rights Achievement Award. Her contribution to LGBTQ rights and awareness in our town has been huge and has made a significant impact in helping to create a safe, accepting, and welcoming climate for all who identify as part of this often marginalized and persecuted population. In recognition and acknowledgement of her outstanding service and commitment to human rights and diversity issues in our community and beyond, it is truly an honor and a privilege for me to present my dear friend Rebecca Rod with the 2013 Rosa Parks Human Rights Achievement Award.
So the responsibility was just an honor to be able to do that and be that in the community and on the campus. And I'm kind of confused right now. I'm really excited. It really feels like I should retire now. But I just want to thank everybody for this really deep acknowledgement. My partner Teresa, I could never have done all that kind of work without her. Our 21 years together has given me a real solid foundation to do the work that I could do and to show young students that it was possible to have successful, loving relationships, even in the face of not being able to legally sanction them. And I really appreciate what she's all her support. And again, thank you so much.